I'm Megan Scarano, and straight ahead on WVU News, I'll tell you how properly disposing of your prescription drugs can help prevent the opioid crisis in your own home.
876 feet. That's how much vertical space exists between the New River Gorge Bridge and the river below. I'm Sarah Potoracki, and up next on WVU News, I'll show you what brings thousands flocking to this bridge every year.
I'm Victoria Donatelli, and straight ahead, I'll tell you about a House bill that was passed in West Virginia that could potentially affect the public school system. Our Emmy Award-winning WVU News starts now. Are charter schools better than traditional public schools? The bill to allow charter schools has passed, so what's next? I'm Victoria Donatelli.
And I'm Jillian Brooks. Nearly 12 million pounds of prescription drugs have been collected in the last decade for National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day.
These stories and more on WVU News, an Emmy Award-winning newscast produced by television journalism students right here at West Virginia University.
Could a charter school be coming to your school district? It's a possibility after Governor Jim Justice signed a House bill into effect this past summer.
Charter schools may now operate in the Mountain State beginning July of next year, and there's mixed feelings about it. I found out more what this bill entails. Sam Burnett has been a teacher in West Virginia for more than 2 decades. He's so passionate about the profession of teaching, he is also the president of the American Federation of Teachers in Monongalia County. House Bill 206 was signed into law in June of this year. It opens West Virginia to its first charter schools. I spoke with Sam Burnett, and he explained why it's important for teachers to speak up.
As a public school teacher, you come to realize that you have to advocate for your profession. It's one of the only professions that you actually have to fight to be able to do.
Teachers have opposed the effort of charter schools, saying it's a move that will steer money away from public schools.
We have a limited amount of resources in public education, and we need to direct those public education funds directly to public schools and their classrooms.
These publicly funded and privately run schools enroll about 3.1 million students in 43 states. So you'd think Americans would know a lot about charter schools, right? A Gallup poll discovered that while there tends to be a lot of support for charter schools, it also revealed that nearly 50% of Americans didn't know that charter schools were publicly funded.
So why don't we look and see, hey, instead of changing the whole school system, let's just work on the one we have, get better education, better technology in the school for the students and the teachers.
Charter schools are not governed by the Board of Education. They can't be told what type of curriculum to offer or what kind of food to serve at lunch. And each state has its own laws on how to distribute money to individual schools. The debate over charter schools continues, as recent polls show that only 61% of Americans support charter schools.
As the country is divided on support for charter schools, the country is also split on global warming. Only 69% of adults actually believe in global warming.
However, scientists here in West Virginia can already document the impacts of climate change. Madison Greer joins us now with more from Social Square. Madison?
Thanks, Victoria. Jillian. West Virginia is ranked the second least green state in America. The study takes into account environmental quality, eco-friendly behaviors, and climate change contributions, and West Virginia ranks in the bottom 10 on each of those levels. I found out what faculty at WVU are doing to make the Mountain State more environmentally friendly.
Carbon dioxide emissions are West Virginia's biggest environmental offender. They are released during the combustion of fossil fuels, and WVU faculty have discovered ways to lower the amount of released CO2 emissions. Timothy Carr and his MSEAL natural gas plant is just one of them.
What it has to do with is the natural gas production in the Appalachian Basin. The Appalachian Basin, if it was a country, would be the 3rd biggest producer of gas in the world.
His MSEAL site in Morgantown monitors natural gas wells by using dual fuel engines, which reduce the amount of CO2 emissions given off during the extraction process.
So natural gas can reduce CO2 emissions as long as you want the energy.
WVU Statler College professors have discovered a new form of eco-friendly energy that can be safely transported underground.
The energy is carbon neutral, meaning it reduces the amount of CO2 emissions, and West Virginia alone releases 100 million metric tons of CO2 emissions per year.
The coal industry is the main culprit when it comes to producing that much CO2. West Virginia is the second largest coal-producing state, and the emissions and pollution from coal production have some residents concerned.
The science is behind us in the reality of climate change, and those actions can also bring good things like less pollution.
The best way to reduce your carbon footprint is to be mindful of the energy you are using. Turn off lights when you aren't using them and walk when you can instead of driving.
WVU was recently given a $400,000 grant that will also help uncover ways to be more eco-friendly.
Thanks for that report, Madison. While West Virginia is trying to take on the energy crisis, officers right here in Morgantown are trying to manage the opioid crisis. Our own Megan Scarano reports on how crucial it is to prevent the abuse of opioids and other prescription drugs.
Drug Take Back Day is a day set aside for people to bring back their unused prescription drugs to dispose of them in a safe and responsible way. Since its start, the DEA locations have collected about 12 million pounds of unused prescription drugs. Sheriff Deputy Al Kisner says the most important reason to get the unused prescriptions out of your home could be your own safety.
You don't want to make yourself a target of somebody that would take advantage of you simply because they know or think that you may have drugs in your home that they can use to get high.
Experts say regularly disposing of your medications lowers the chance of someone you know abusing prescription drugs. The DEA reports that almost 10 million Americans misuse prescription drugs, and while some are prescribed by their doctor and picked up at the pharmacy, many are stolen off the shelves of friends' or family members' medicine cabinets. And Morgantown residents agree that properly disposing of your medications is to be taken more seriously.
You don't want it to be available to children who should not have it, needless to say, nor do you want to have it available for oldsters who sometimes get confused on the type medicine and when they should take it. So if it's something they shouldn't take, then it should not be available to them.
Drug Take Back Day happens twice a year, but there are other ways of getting rid of medications.
You can take coffee grounds, put your drugs in coffee grounds, put some water in the coffee grounds, let them set for a while. They will dissipate completely, and then you can just throw that can away.
This year, the Mon County locations collected 11 boxes of unused prescription drugs. Megan Scarano, WVU News, Morgantown.
Did you know West Virginia has the third tallest bridge in the United States and that people have the chance to jump off of it once a year? The New River Gorge Bridge Day recently took place. Our own Sarah Potaraki got the chance to attend this annual event. She joins us now from Studio B with an inside look into this adrenaline-rushing day. Sarah?
For 364 days of the year, it is illegal to base jump in national parks. But during the New River Gorge Bridge Day, over 300 base jumpers have 6 hours to take as many legal leaps as their hearts desire. Bridge Day is a 6-hour extravaganza filled with a multitude of activities, including base jumping, catapulting, rappelling, highlining, and lots of vendors. Robin Moore told me what brought her to the gorge moments before she was catapulted into it.
I'm here to base jump, live life, feel the adrenaline, feel the rush. I just love a wild ride, and this is about as wild as you can get.
The New River Gorge Bridge is built of amazing statistics. 3,030 feet long, 876 feet high, and 70 feet wide. Build time took 3 years, but design time took the equivalent of one man working 40 hours a week for 15 years. Even more amazing are the stories of those daring enough to make the dive. For some, Bridge Day takes on special significance. I spoke with Christian Stevens and Anna Elkins about how the family and friends of Larry LeMaster turned Bridge Day into a memorial.
He was on an airplane in Oahu, Hawaii this summer. He was a tandem instructor, and the plane went down, and everybody on board died instantly.
During one special jump, Stevens flew a 700-foot American flag in LeMaster's memory.
I did a tandem base jump, and so did his daughter, Kirsten, and just to honor Larry and his passion with skydiving and base jumping.
The first Bridge Day was held in 1980, with 5 parachutists making the jump in front of a crowd of roughly 40,000. Since then, the annual Bridge Days attendance has grown to nearly 100,000 people from all over the world.
We've driven before and have picked up people that were coming from all over the country to do this, so I know that it's a big deal to be able to do it legally.
We've had a great time up here.
I think I might do a tandem next year.
Yeah. Not with me.
What many attendees don't see are the rappellers slowly descending into the gorge. Ken Adams speaks to his experience of being what one rappeller jokingly called a goblin under the bridge.
If you guys think about Bridge Day for base jumping, that's not at all what we think. We were under the bridge and we get on rope and we have a lot of fun down there.
One thing is for sure, the New River Gorge Bridge Day has a little bit of something for everyone. The population of Fayetteville, West Virginia is 2,800, but during Bridge Day 2019, it grew by over 100,000. With attendance increasing year after year, it is clear to see why Bridge Day is recognized as one of the top 100 festivals in America. Back to you at the Waterfront Studio.
Thanks, Sarah. Wow, how amazing does that look? I'd love to go next year.
Me too, Jillian. Well, coming up after the break, Michael Rinker joins us in the studio to give us an inside look into WVU's highly ranked golf team this year.
When we started our journey, we had no idea where it would lead us. Until we found a place where experiences became a way of life, and connections became unbreakable bonds. For us, it's a second home, and wherever we roam, it will always be a part of us. The place we became mountaineers.
WVU Golf is halfway through their season, and they seem to be picking up the pace as postseason play gets closer.
And Michael Rinker joins us now in the studio with more on that story. Michael?
Thanks, Victoria. Jillian. Our golf team has been on the rise the past couple of tournaments with a huge win over Texas Tech, as well as a tie versus the reigning national champions, Oklahoma State. But this year, it seems like the team has a new motivation to succeed, and our golf team has found themselves ranked 25th in the country. Last year, the team missed out on the national championship by only 2 strokes, lighting a fire under them to make an impact this season. Sports reporter Glenn Kittle has more.
WVU Golf has only been back for the past 4 years, but they're already making an impact by beating Texas Tech and tying former national champions Oklahoma State. But this doesn't come as a surprise to senior Etienne Papineau, who says the team has the talent to succeed.
Oh, yeah. As Coach said earlier, we have a really, really good team, really deep. Everybody can play. I mean, Sharp has played really good golf. Logan, Mark, Philly, Nico. We have a really good team, and I feel like if we just keep knocking on the door, at one point somebody's going to let us in.
However, this year it's different for the WVU Golf team. Last year, they just barely missed out on the national championship by 2 strokes, leaving a fire under them that is sure to heat up the competition going into later play. Coach Sean Kovich took me through how this team felt about missing out on that opportunity.
Yeah, being there, having a chance to win was big for us to prove to ourselves that we could do it. But we definitely were disappointed that we didn't advance. And like I said, if we get 1 or 2 breaks down the end, we move on. But, you can use that disappointment to kind of keep you motivated for the rest of the season.
This team may be a new one, but it's clear that they have the depth and motivation to keep moving forward, hopefully driving them into the national championship conversation. Glenn Kittle, WVU Sports, Morgantown.
To find more information on the WVU Golf team, like their schedule, roster, and rankings, visit the website at the bottom of your screen.
Thanks, Michael. It's been 5 years of planning that has finally paid off.
That's right, Victoria. Mylan Park recently opened the new Aquatic Center to the public. This impressive state-of-the-art facility is 90,000 square feet. It features a 50-meter Olympic pool for WVU swim team, complete with a diving board. You can buy yearly memberships based on the number of people in your family, and day passes to the Aquatic Center are available for only $6 a person.
That definitely looks like a lot of fun. Well, that's it for this week's edition of WVU News. I'm Victoria Donatelli.
And I'm Jillian Brooks. You can visit us online on our website, or you can watch our shows on YouTube. And please follow us and our reporters on Twitter. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.